Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about MyOpenMath. So once you are done with the orientation module, you will get access to module 1. And this is where all the work that you're going to need to do for the course is going to be. So all of these assignments are just basically there to make sure that you know or you're aware of the deadlines. Other than that, everything is really going to be done in MyOpenMath. So once you get to Canvas, your first step would be to just click on the home page, and that's all you need. So I'm going to go ahead and click and get into MyOpenMath. So right now I'm inside. This is how the page is going to look like when you click on it. It'll automatically create an account for you. And on the top right, you will see your name. So that means that you already signed up for MyOpenMath. That's all there that it took, just a second. Okay. So now here, what you see is, first of all, I did compile what's called frequently asked questions. So if you click here, if you have questions about assignments or have questions about exams, have questions about grades, all of that's here. So let's go back to the home page. If you want to send me a message, as I was telling you before, I prefer that you guys send me a message through MyOpenMath messaging. It's very easy. You just have to click on messages on the left on your where your menu is, and then you can just compose me a message. So just click send new message, select the recipient. Okay, so let's say that's obviously me, and you're gonna say I have a question, and then question goes here, and then you're just gonna go ahead and click send. So once you send the message, what's gonna happen on my end is I will get a message, so you will be able to see my reply if you come back. So if I replied on the messages, you're gonna see like in red over here that there is a reply that you could read. Okay, so that's next time when you log in, you will see if I replied. And then in messages, you can also use, like when you compose a new message, as you can see, this is rich text format, so you can include images, you can even include insert videos, you can insert images, attach files, and so on. And you can even type in math if you want. There is a math editor here over here. You can add new math, but I don't think you guys are gonna want to do that. So anyway, that's just to send me a private message if you need to tell me something that you don't want other people to know. Otherwise, you can post, if you have a homework question, you just post it to forum. So in terms of the assignment, so every lesson is going to have the same structure. Number one, you're gonna see lesson videos and PowerPoints. So if you click here, this is available all the time. So these are videos in YouTube format. So I converted all my videos, and they're now on YouTube. And because of that, you can watch them here, but you can also watch them on YouTube. And all my videos have chapters. So if I click on watch on YouTube, this is gonna load. And in the descriptions, you will be able to see like what is it that I am discussing, and you can jump to a chapter that you decide you want to watch. Maybe you don't want to watch the whole thing. Maybe you already watched it. You just want to rewatch the part that you are interested in. You can just do that here. Okay, and of course you can just watch it from inside. All right, so that's videos, and then PowerPoints are over here. If you click on the plus sign, this expands the PowerPoint right here. Okay, now if you click on the arrow, that's just going to open it in another as a separate PDF, so you can save it on your computer if you want. And then to minimize it, you click back on the little minus sign. Okay, so that's the videos. Okay, let's go back to the home page. So again, I'm clicking just on the top left. I'm clicking on the link. And besides the videos and PowerPoints, you're going to have video assignments. So these are the assignments that are for a grade. And so you can see when the assignment is due. So let's just click on the first assignment. And I already started looking at it. So it tells me that I can resume. So I can stop and come back to an assignment, to any question anytime I want. And there is a menu that shows like what I've already done and what I haven't done. So looks like I haven't done anything yet, but I may have just clicked on it. So again, these are going to be video questions. So these are the same videos that you've seen in the video folder, but they are now inside the question. And right under the video, you have algorithmically generated true-false questions. So they're not going to be the same for everyone. So some people will have statistics have a lot of real-life applications, whereas some people will have statistics does not have a lot of real-life applications. So if you watch the video, especially if you, or as you can see, videos are organized by chapter. So I usually try to follow the questions similar to the way the video is recorded. But what will happen is you will also gonna have hints. So though you're not penalized for using the hints, you can just hover your mouse over it and you will see the hint. And then you answer the question. Now remember that true false questions have only one try. If you go up the page, you can see, for example, how many points this question is. On the top right, you can also see how many tries you have. So this little circle thing tells me that I have only one try. So if I get this wrong, I'm not going to be able to correct it. So you have to be very, very careful before you click that. Okay, now remember that video assignments count for 10% of your grade. So if you make a mistake here and there, it is not a big deal. But if most of the true false questions are incorrect, that tells me that you just basically have not watched the videos. So for example, if I agree with the statement statistics does not have a lot of real life applications, I don't agree with that. I would say that that's false. Okay, and then I can click submit. And that tells me, yay, you're right. So now it gave me, as you can see, I now have 5 points. So if I go over here, I can see that, well, it just doesn't show me yet, but it's 5 points out of 20. So I have to answer the question. So over here, it says 0 or 1 tries depending on the part, because I only answered one part. And so I can continue answering them. Let's just say that I'm just randomly going to select true. See what happens. So I did mess up all of them. That's not good. So now my score is 5 out of 20, and I really can't do anything. Now the yellow means that I did something right. Okay. All right, so those are video questions. Now these questions, the rest of the questions in video assignments, they're not video questions, but these are questions that you have to answer like you were coming to class and the professor would ask you a follow-up question after she taught a piece of course. Now, for these questions, I do have videos. They're recorded in Kaltura. They're not in YouTube, but you can just click on them and I discuss a similar question. Okay, so you can listen to it, and then you just have to answer the question yourself. And then over here, you can see that there are 3 tries on this question remaining. So there are basically 3 tries. So after first try, it'll give me one more chance. So for example, whereas with true false questions, I didn't have any more chances. So let's just say that I'm randomly answering here. And it tells me, well, you got something right, but only one, right? Because it's 2 out of 8 points. But it does allow me to change stuff because I still have 2 more tries remaining. So I can change some of my answers and maybe improve on my score. Okay, so that's it as far as video assignments. Now, once you're done with, or at least you did part of an assignment, if you go to your gradebook, it tells you actually that, see how I have 7% done. So it tells me, and then IP means that it's in progress. So I am currently working on it, IP, okay? Now, let's go back to an assignment that is not a video assignment. So MyOpenMath homework will be followed after you did the assignment to at least 50%. So why is it grayed out right here? Is because I did not do the video assignment number 1 to 50% yet. So I'm not ready to do the homework. But I wanted to show you what the homework is going to look like. So the homework will not have videos for every question, whereas video assignments do have videos for every question. So I just made this one temporarily available, even though I didn't do video assignment 3, just to show you. So going back inside the homework, and I already did something. So you can see that I did question number 2. So let's say I'm doing another question. So maybe I'm doing question number 4. So I wanted to show you that this question now has 3 tries on this version, but I also have 4 more versions. So let's say that I do not have any clue of how to do this question. What I can do is basically sacrifice a similar version, like one similar version, because I have 5 total. So I can just, it preserves the highest score. So I can just go ahead and answer at random. I maybe have no idea what I'm saying. So I'm just gonna enter zeros. okay, and submit it. And so it told me that everything is incorrect, but I still have 2 more tries, okay? So I have to keep going. So, okay, so let's just say that I am gonna change my answers now. And again, they're completely wrong because I have no idea what I'm doing. So click submit, okay. So again, it tells me it's wrong. And it tells me that I have still 1 more try, okay? So I have to exhaust all the tries first. Okay, so let me just try it again. So, I'm gonna just enter random answers so that I am completely exhausting all my tries. Okay, so now I have no more tries left for this version, However, once that happens, do you see how there is a button on the bottom that says show detailed solution? So if you click on that button, it shows you what to do. So it basically solves the question for you. So you can read the solution. Once you read it, let's say you now understand how to do the question, you can now go back up here and it says get a similar question. So you can take a picture of this, you can look at it, whatever. And at this point, you can get a similar question. And now that you know, because you've already seen the solution, you can now answer it. And now you know what it is and so on. So now maybe you know. And so that is really convenient for all questions, pretty much. Now, not all of them, but most questions on MyOpenMath homeworks, if you exhaust the tries, which again, for each version usually will be 3 tries, in computational questions, like starting with homework 3. The homework 1 and 2, you may have less number of tries just because it's hard to come up with algorithmically generated questions because these are just conceptual like definitions and stuff like that. But starting with homework 3, those are all numbers. So here, solutions are there. Now, let's say you saw the solution and you tried it, but you're still missing something. So maybe you got something wrong. Now, there is a button here that says, a link here that says post to forum. So what does that do? So if you click on post to forum, what it does, it takes a picture of your question. Now, as you can see, it actually does not take a picture of the pie chart, unfortunately. But it does take a picture of like the rest of it. And so you can just type over here. So this is also important. If you are posting a question, you have to indicate which part you don't understand. So you can't just say, please tell me solutions to the whole thing, because solutions are there. Okay, so you can say, well, I still don't understand part C. Can somebody explain how to do part C for me? I still don't get it. Even after I saw the solution. Okay, now you can post it. I'm not going to do it right now, but let's say you post it. If once you post it, everyone on the forums is going to get like a red, it's going to have a red link over here. It's going to say how many people posted something. So you can go back to the forums and you can see what people posted. And if you know how to answer, please help me out and answer your peers. If you would rather wait for me, you can. But if it takes too long, sometimes I just don't have time to respond. Yeah, I try, especially during office hours, I try to go back to the forums and see if somebody posted something and respond. But if there was no answer, you can then join my Zoom office hours. So how do you do that? You just go over here, just click on this link, but it has to be between these times. So it's 4 to 6 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and 5 to 6 Wednesday and Friday. Okay, so that's the homework. Now let me talk about Desmos. So where is Desmos? Just to quickly show you, of course in the videos I also show you, but Desmos calculator is available inside every question on the homework, and also it will be available during the test. So during the test, you're going to be opening Desmos in a sidebar because it's really not convenient during the test to switch from tab to tab. I also always prefer to open it in a sidebar. So where is that? So if you go to the top right of the page under resources, if you click that, it gives you the 2 buttons. One is the open in the sidebar, one is open in another window. So this is going to be opening in the sidebar. So I open in Desmos and it's just kind of hovering over the question so I can use it. And then once Desmos gives me the answers, then I can fill these answers right here. Okay. Now, sometimes what happens is you try to arrange the way Desmos looks like, and it's just weird. It also depends on the browser. Sometimes the window size is too small or too large, or it cuts part of it. What you can do is zoom out and then zoom back in. So to zoom out, it depends on the browser. So yeah, I'm in Firefox, so I have the zoom here. But there's also a shortcut key as a control plus or control minus. Now on Mac, it's command plus, command minus. But what you do is you basically do command minus to go away from here. And then you should be able to resize this window if it's not letting you resize it. Once it becomes small, you can resize it any way you want. And then you can come back and do control plus. Let me just move it to make sure it doesn't go away. And that way, the window is now much larger. And so it's just not convenient sometimes to try to resize it while it's so large. So you might want to go ahead and zoom out first and then zoom back in. Okay, so that's really all about the homework. I think you will find this pretty easy. There is a button called done, but it doesn't do anything. As David Lippman, who's creator of MyOpenMath, said, just make students feel better because you click on something done, but it'll automatically change everything you do, and it'll immediately be available in Gradebook. So another thing I want to show you is your Gradebook. So if you click on Gradebook, you will see everything that you've done. Also, you will see what is your current total, and that's going to show up over here. Ignore where it says past due and available. That's the total that you earned, including those assignments that are not yet past due. So I don't really know why it's there, but what you will need is, like, if you want to know what your current grade in the course is, you go over here in your gradebook and you see weighted total. Now you can also see what you've done, but in the gradebook you cannot do anything. You can only see what you did. Okay, so like if I click on it, I can see what I did, but it says you are in a gradebook. You cannot edit answers or submit questions from here. Now, because this assignment is not past due yet, I'm not going to be able to see anything that I did. But once the assignment becomes past due, if you go back to Gradebook, this is not going to say in progress anymore. You can click on it, and then you will see all the correct answers. If you click right next to each box, there will be like a little key where you can click, and it'll show you what the correct answer is. Now, be careful there. If you ever want to get an extension to an assignment, you do not want to review your answers in Gradebook. So if you clicked on this in Gradebook, and started reviewing your answers, meaning that you now know what the correct answers are, you will not be able to get an extension and do the homework for a grade. Okay, you can view it, you can see what you did, but you can't improve your score. So if you're not ready, don't click. Okay, now the other thing that's going to happen after each test, once you did the test, your grade will not automatically show up here. So unlike homework and video assignments, you will immediately see your grade in Gradebook. But for tests, that's not going to happen. It usually takes me about a week to go over all the tests. But once I do and adjust the grades and give partial credit and put my feedback in there, you will be able to see feedback. So where it says view feedback, you can click on it and it'll show up like what I said. And usually that I'm not going to leave you feedback for homework, but I will leave you feedback for tests. So you will see it here. And also when you click on your actual assignment, inside the question, you will be able to see my feedback. So if I see how I edit feedback right here, so I said, okay, for part B, you were supposed to multiply this by 100. Or for part C, you were supposed to round it to 1 decimal place. And then over here, if I added any partial credit, you will see that instead of just saying 0 out of 2 points, it'll say 1 out of 2 points, which means that I awarded you some partial credit. Also over here, the red will not be red if I gave you partial credit. It'll give you like a yellow check mark, so like partially correct. Okay, and then so green means that this was correct answer, red means this is incorrect, and yellow means that it is partially correct. Okay, all right, so again, remember, do not review it in Gradebook if you want to still work on the question. So the last thing I need to talk to you about is, what about these late passes? So in my Gradebook, it says that there are 10 late passes available. Every student in the beginning of the semester will get late passes. Now you can redeem them even before the homework is past due. Now I wouldn't do it, but you can potentially do it anyway. basically what happens is it will give you 72 more hours for one late pass to work on a homework. So if a homework is past due or even not past due, you can use a late pass. So if you click on use late pass, it's like a coupon basically that automatically extends your homework 3 days or actually 72 hours past the time it's due. So I can actually use 2 late passes per assignment. So that can actually extend it by 6 days as opposed to, so 72 multiplied by 2, that would be like 144 hours. So if I say, yes, redeem the late pass, I agreed that, yes, I want to redeem a late pass. Now, when I go to my gradebook, I should only have 9 late passes available because I redeemed it. So don't redeem a late pass unless you are sure that you're actually going to have time to do it. Okay, now if you completely run out of late passes, by the way, it says here that LP, so which means that I redeemed the late pass. If you ran out of late passes, you can message me. Also, if a homework was due more than 6 days after, there will be no option to claim a late pass. And again, you would have to message me through MyOpenMath. Just send me a message, say I was really sick, I missed the homework, could you please give me an extension? But that's only if you don't have an option of using late passes, then you would message me. But if you still have late passes, obviously that's not needed. The calendar here is also kind of convenient. Like you will be able to see when assignments are due. So like if you click on a date, it'll say, oh, well, these are the assignments that are due. So I feel like this stuff is really, really good. There are also Desmos worksheets that we're going to have here. So I'll talk to you about that later. The frequently asked questions I talked to you about. That's about it. But I know that was a lot of information. So please refer to this video as needed.